Hey, and welcome back to another video. It is your Stylist K, your secure woman mentor. And today I wanted to talk about healing childhood trauma in your adulthood because, of course, we know that that looks different for everybody. Some people carry their trauma and place it onto other people. And then there are those who have their trauma, but they're really, truly trying to heal it. And that's what I want to tap into today. Standing on business in order to heal your childhood trauma in your adulthood. Let's dive in. And I'm found by the roadside, day in, day out. And so in order to break that generational cycle of childhood trauma and toxicity, you have to take accountability. And one thing I do want you to understand is that childhood trauma is not your fault, but it is your choice. And what I mean by that is you can't help what happened to you as a child, what brought on those traumas and those issues that you experienced, right? But in your adulthood, you have a choice to either carry those traumas and give them to everyone else, or you have the choice to heal those traumas in order to be a better version of yourself. And what you see a little bit of both, but a lot of times you see people who carry their traumas and they place them on everyone else. That's because you're not taking accountability for your healing. You're not taking accountability for the way that you have chosen to process the pain that you've experienced, the pain that you carry. Because as you go through childhood carrying that trauma, you are placing yourself in a victimhood consistently. Well, it happened to me, so they'll be okay. And the reality is that you're not okay. So whoever you're pushing on that trauma to probably won't be okay either. It allows you to place blame and it keeps you in a victimhood. You're not able to break the cycle of childhood trauma when you can't take accountability for your healing, for the way that you feel, for the way that it has caused you to be. And I think that's why a lot of times we are seeing a lot of narcissism and other mental health issues because we don't know or haven't figured out how to truly deal with the pain that we have endured. But you have to foster a mindset of empowerment. It is not fair what you've gone through in your childhood. It is not fair. But unfortunately, those are still the cards or the limits that you were dealt, and you have to heal from them, elevate from them, be empowered by it. And it's up to you to do the work in order to become bigger than your pain. And setting and enforcing boundaries allows you to reinforce self-respect. You see, when you take accountability, there are certain aspects of your life where boundaries have to be set. Because if we're honest, a lot of your childhood trauma continues in your adulthood because the people who caused you that trauma are still around you. The people who ignored that trauma are still around you. The people who made it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal are still around their family. And so setting and enforcing those boundaries need to be set because there are people that are still around you that perpetuate that cycle of childhood trauma in your adulthood. So setting those boundaries and enforcing them, it protects you from repeated unhealthy childhood dynamics. Because I want to make one thing clear so that you can understand. When you allow yourself to continue to make excuses and be around the people that caused the pain, ignored the pain, or acted like the pain wasn't that big of a deal, you continue to allow them to be around. They're not healing. So your healing to them is not important. So this has to be important to you. And your healing and you standing on business about your healing, you will lose people. And you have to be okay with that. Because as you build stability in your life, is going to quiet the noise of those outside of you, of course, and it's going to heal the inner chaos that you haven't been able to quite grasp, quite get a handle on. Old people from your childhood feed the chaos within yourself. You have to be strong enough to make sure that you are the focus. Your healing is the focus. So when it comes to standing on business, this is about you, no one else. And you can't care about if someone's feelings are hurt because of a thing. You can't care about someone else more than you care about yourself. So as you're building that stability, you want to look at creating financial, emotional, and mental stability in order to fill the gaps left by childhood instability. See, these things will help you provide a sense of safety. As you build that stability, that's helping you solidify a safe space for yourself. It's helping you build that sense of security as well. And as you start to remove yourself from the things that consistently perpetuate your childhood trauma, you can then start to create a routine for yourself. More self care, more self love. And now you have more of a choice of who you allow around you. You build a support system that supports you, truly supports you, and not one that's just going to cause more pain or consistently remind you of the pain that you're attempting to heal. You cannot grow in the same places in which you were broken. Even though I know we want the people who hurt us to acknowledge that they hurt us, and we want the people to acknowledge that they love us and that they're sorry. You won't get that, unfortunately. Not everyone is going to provide that for you because mentally, a lot of people aren't there to do that. They don't know, they're not aware, and you can't force it. But what you can do, what you do have control over, is self. So that's why your focus and your attention and your healing has to be from within, has to be for you, by you. So as you heal, a strong support system will help you regulate your emotions, of course, right? And it'll help you reduce that anxiety from past traumas. When you have the choice to be happy and healthy or to stay in chaotic situations with people who aren't showing an ounce of change, you have to choose one, right? And that's why I say it's not your fault, but it's your choice. So, which one are you choosing? Are you choosing healthy, strong support system to help you regulate your emotions and anxiety? Or are you choosing unhealthy that just consistently perpetuates the trauma that you've experienced throughout your life? And as you make that choice to choose healthy and healing and strong support system and self-care routines, you have to keep it up. You have to consistently keep it up because remember, you're changing, you're healing, you're elevating. They're not. So if you know you have to be around them at some point in time, you have to know how much of it you can take, how much of it you can deal with. So as you're going through this process of healing, now you have to go through a process of self-mastery, right? Rewriting your story, making your life what you want it to be, what you desire it to be. Because you're here because you don't want past traumas, past wounds to write your story, because you don't want to be like the people that you've seen. And you don't have to be. You have to make conscious decisions to align with your values. As you align with that, this will allow you to refine your identity beyond past wounds and past traumas and triggers. As you heal and refine, this is how you're building up the space to live the life, to become who it is that you know yourself to be. The person that you've known yourself to be all this time that was just kind of stuck inside, under all the trauma, under all the pain, under all the drama and wounds, and under all of that is the person that you're becoming now. And in order for you to become and dig yourself out of and move away from the pain and the trauma, because it's always going to be a part of you, right? It doesn't necessarily just disappear. You just learn how to deal with it. You heal it up. You'll still have scars from it, but you remember what you've gone through, and you remember what you came from and what you fought through. You fought for yourself to be here. It's going to take discipline. Self-discipline is what self-discipline. Overcoming past limitations is going to take self-discipline. Personal growth transforms your pain into purpose. So all the pain that you feel, there's purpose within that. But you have to believe that, and you have to trust that, right? You standing on business about you and healing yourself and elevating past your traumas and your pains. This is proving to your inner child that healing, number one, is possible, that you care enough about your inner child, that you've done the work in the now to help them flourish. And when I say them, basically you, to help you flourish. Past the limitations, self limitations, or limitations that people have placed on you, past that, it's not about proving to anyone else but yourself. You deserve this. You deserve for you to stand on business about you. So every day that you're putting in the work, standing on business, having your boundaries in place, enforcing them, being disciplined about yourself, remember that you're doing it for you. And no one else has to understand it. No one else has to believe that you'll get through it or reach the finish line, whatever that finish line looks like. This is about you accomplishing your many goals throughout your journey as you stand on business about yourself and heal the parts of you that have been wreaking havoc within your confidence. This is you doing it for you. And I know you can do it. And I'll see you on the next video.